This is the Tarocco Indovino Tarot, a complete 78-card tarot deck by Dal Negro of Treviso, Italy. Let's take a closer look at the deck and the artwork and what makes it an interesting collectible. This is the original box that the deck comes in. It's a simple plastic sliding box and it has the original instruction booklet in it. There is a small scuff on the front cover of the box, which I've shown in the photos, so I just wanted to point that out right away. Inside is the complete 78 card deck. This isn't an exceptionally rare deck, but it's definitely an interesting one for a collector, especially if you appreciate traditional tarot, Italian card making, or the history of cartomancy. Dal Negro is a long-established Italian playing card manufacturer, and the deck has that traditional European look and feel that you just don't get with a lot of contemporary tarot decks. The artwork stays very close to familiar tarot imagery. You have the traditional major arcana, the minor arcana, and the court cards, so it follows the classic 78 card structure. One of the things that makes it particularly interesting is the suits of the minor arcana. Instead of the cups, pentacles, swords, and wands that many modern tarot readers are used to, we have the traditional Italian suits: coppe, denare, spade, and bastoni, cups, coins, swords, and batons. That gives the deck a real sense of character and connects it to the older Italian playing card tradition. And that's what I find so interesting about traditional tarot. The basic system has been around for centuries, but every artist and publisher brings something different to it. Modern tarot has become incredibly diverse. There are decks inspired by mythology, astrology, nature, psychology, literature, animals, pop culture, practically anything you can think of. But with a traditional deck like this, you get to see the familiar tarot imagery without a lot of modern reinterpretation. The figures, the clothing, the scenery, and the symbolism all have that classic European illustrative quality. There's plenty of detail, and the cards have a very different personality from the minimalist or highly conceptual decks that are popular today. And there's a lot of history behind that visual language. Tarot developed in northern Italy during the 15th century, so Italy has a particularly important place in the history of tarot. That doesn't make every deck an antique, of course, but it does give this style of tarot a fascinating historical context. Even the name is appropriate. Indovino refers to a diviner or someone who foretells, so the same immediately brings us into the world of fortune-telling and cartomancy. And cartomancy itself has a long history. Playing cards have been used for games, entertainment, and divination for generations, and tarot grew out of that broader European card tradition. For me, that's where the appeal of a deck like this really comes in. You can appreciate it as a tarot deck, but can also appreciate it as a piece of card history and as an example of traditional European artwork. If you collect Italian tarot, Dal Negro cards, traditional cartomancy decks, or just unusual and beautiful tarot, there are plenty of reasons to find this one interesting. And I love looking at how different tarot decks interpret the same symbolic world. You can take a contemporary deck and a traditional deck and put them side by side, and even though they're working with the same basic tarot system, they can feel completely different. That's part of the fun of collecting. Every deck has you another artistic interpretation, another little piece of history, and another way of looking at those familiar archetypes. There's also something really appealing about the artwork here because it has that old world quality without needing to be overly complicated. The characters, expressions, costumes, and backgrounds create a whole little visual world. There are details that you can come back to and notice again and again. For somebody interested in tarot, beyond simply doing readings, that makes this deck especially enjoyable. It brings together art, symbolism, history, and fortune telling in one little package. And that's what I really like about collecting tarot. Some decks are collected because they're rare, some because they're beautiful, some because of the artist or publisher, and some simply because they have a particular character that speaks to you. This one has that character. It's a traditional tarot with a strong European feel, an established manufacturer behind it, and a visual style that connects it to a much older tradition of cards in cartomancy. So whether you're a tarot reader, a collector, or simply someone who enjoys unusual pieces of esoteric history, there's a lot here to appreciate. It's a lovely example of traditional tarot and a fascinating little piece of the much bigger story of tarot playing cards and divination.